All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my Peter Gabriel off the cuff, no script concert review. I saw Peter Gabriel live in Ottawa, Canada. It was September 9th. So just a couple weeks ago. Actually, I think no, it was a week ago. Boy, time flies, but also time didn't go as fast as I thought. So it's only been a week. So I've had time to think about this show. I almost gave a review like right after, which maybe would have been better. But this is just like I said, off the cuff. So bear with me as I got some hair sticking up. I gotta fix my hair. Gotta make sure I look good. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so there's a few of you that have watched my channel from the beginning or my beginning with Peter Gabriel. So it's really cool that I've gotten to this part of my journey where I started a stupid YouTube channel to some stupid reactions and really fell in love with Peter Gabriel. Like how it all started, just to recap very quickly. I started going back to Genesis at the very beginning. I thought, wouldn't that be fun to go back to when Genesis began? I actually did like stuff from their first album, and I knew that Peter Gabriel, of course, was a part of the band, and I learned with my viewers, I learned about Genesis with Peter Gabriel, and then I started following Peter via that, and I just started just loving his personality, his stage presence, his solo work. I got moved to tears from some of his videos. I just really took in that journey. So lo and behold, I'm in Ottawa, Canada right now. I'm in the military. This is where I'm posted. And Peter, literally, I've been here for 2.5 months and he came here. And I said, I got to go. It's like down the street. There's no way I'm going to miss this. So I went by myself because I had no one to go with. No one else was a fellow fan in my family. My wife just stayed home with the kids and I went to the concert. So it was an amazing show to say the least. I had seats high up. In fact, I was really high up. I was at the Ottawa, I think it's called the Ottawa Center. What's it called? Canadian Tire Center. The capacity was pretty good. I've been seeing online with other venues in the States. I've seen some scuttlebutt on Reddit. People are concerned about seating or about ticket sales not really happening as much as we would hope that Peter could draw for some of the venues or locations. But this was a big draw, I would say. Now, I know 20,000 people can be seated at a hockey game, for example. That's what I looked online. I would say the bottom or the behind the stage, maybe a quarter of the arena was blocked out and the stage was there. It wasn't like a big, it was like halfway. It was, I don't know what the numbers are. Maybe anyone that was at the Ottawa show could tell me, but I would say at least 12 to 15,000 people were there. So it was a really good turnout, big crowd. The crowd was loud. They were loud when they cheered and clapped. Older crowd as well. My sons made fun of me. Oh, Dad, you'll be the youngest one there. And maybe I was some of the youngest, but there's people definitely younger than me. People with their own kids and grandkids were there. But yeah, there's a lot of older people there. Peter is 73. There's people there that have been following Peter Gabriel since his Genesis day. So absolutely, there was. That was really cool to see, and that's great. There's one day I'm going to be very old, and if I have any artists that I'm listening to that are still alive and doing things when I'm in my 60s or 70s, that'd be fantastic. So good for the crowd to be there and to see their hero that they've been a fan of for decades. I've only been a fan of Peter for a couple years, right? And these people have been fans for decades. So it's really cool. And I also heard that Peter hasn't been to Ottawa for like 40 years. So this was a big return. And I guess he hasn't toured for a couple years. This is his first tour in 20 years. Okay. So a better reviewer than me would have already had a set list up. So let me just give me a second. Now the set list is pretty standard. And I know there's been some, maybe I wouldn't say complaints, but people are like, oh, why isn't he doing certain songs or changing it up? I have a couple theories. Now, if you've been to the show or know anything about this tour, the IO tour, it's very much, I don't know if this is Peter's thing, maybe, but it's very Broadway esque or very scripted is not the right word, but probably scripted in that it's boom, song, speech between songs, tell the story. Yeah, it's a story. So because Peter has a story to say, he probably doesn't jam with his own words too much because he has these little moments or these little stories before each song to set up the song. Okay. So I think that's important to keep in mind. So I don't know if they can just like on a whim, oh, today we're gonna play whatever from whatever album out of the blue, where other bands might be more loosey goosey about their set list because but he has so much artwork and backdrops and paint like it goes on about the art who it's from that look they go with the song, so I don't know how much of that he can change. So just try to picture it as this is the IO tour, this is the IO performances set list because this is the IO show is what I mean. Yeah, this is like a show, a Broadway play. It won't change night to night. So the venues change, but the show is the same. So that's how I look at it, and it's fine by me. I had no problems with that. Okay. I'm not gonna go necessarily through every single song. I guess I go very quickly. I don't want this to be the longest review because people on YouTube have zero attention spans. But he started off the set. So he has two sets, no opening act. So set one, 10 songs. Set two, 10 songs. Encore one, encore two, which is one song, one song. So all in all, 22 songs. So that's what I mean. Boom. I made sure, because I looked at his set list, I made sure that I listened to the songs. A lot of the songs that he is doing on this tour, two things. Songs I never heard before as a reactor or whatever. So I wanted to make sure. So I said I started off reacting to a couple of them, but I didn't have time. And the show was coming up quick. So I'm like, I just got to listen to these songs because I don't want to go to the show and not know the songs. So I binged the set list hardcore. However, as most of you, this is very interesting, of course. Of the 22 songs, 11 of them, so half the show is his new album. So that's basically the whole album. I don't know how many songs is on IO. I think I heard it might be the whole album. And I've also heard people kind of complaining, like, why is he playing the whole album? Well, again, I have a couple theories. Peter's been touring his whole life. Other songs that people are familiar with or know very well, he's done before. And I think because it's been so long and he's not getting any younger, God bless him, he's 73. Sounds amazing, by the way. But I'm not telling you guys don't already know. He probably just wants to get these out. He probably wants to have a record that these songs get performed live, because is he going to do this when he's 93? Unlikely. So the window between when he did tour to now is this could be his last tour. Now, I know it's a hot take and people are going to get mad at me for saying that. I don't know, folks. If it took him 20 years to tour or a very long time between tours, either he just goes on the road again when he's 75, 76, 77, just does another tour. He could very well. He looked healthy. I know he's put on a little bit of weight, but he moved around very well. Sounded amazing. His band was amazing. The young lady, I don't know her name. I'm sorry, I looked it up, but again, I'm a better reviewer or what have it up. She's the one that played the cello. She sang "Don't Give Up with Him." Oh, I fell in love with her. Oh, I just fell. She was just stunning, beautiful. I just I hard crushed on her. She was just so lovely to look at, gorgeous, sang amazing. Her voice was amazing. Peter picked the best backing band for him. Okay. So washing up. So when the show started, I will say when the show started, I was way in the back. I didn't like my seat that much because there was a bit of a stage bar or whatever from the lights blocking the stage. And he had his band all around him, very close and intimate. And I honestly thought that was going to be the whole concert. There was a small part of me was like, okay, it's going to be a small, intimate performance, and that's fine. So I moved up. I just stood where you can stand behind the seats where people walk around to the bathrooms. I just stood there. I had my own spot. And I just stood there for the whole show. I had a great view, moved over to the left a little bit more, had a great view of the stage. As everyone comes, and I should have known this because I think I've seen pictures of the concert, but after washing up of water and growing up, boom, the stage opened up, big screens came on for I can't pronounce this word, sorry. But man. I can sing it when he plays it, but the Panopticom. Anyways, that song kicks in. Of course, it's from IO. The IO stuff, guys, is amazing. There's a couple snoozers, I will admit. I think the biggest there was two songs that were I agree with some of the fans saying, like, I think it was like all or nothing, so he plays the whole album. He didn't leave, which I think it was "This Is Home." It's a beautiful song, but it's a snooze. It's a little bit of a snooze. I think "And Still" was the other one. It's a little bit of a snooze, and it came in right after "Red Rain." So you got this big "Red Rain" song. Then "And Still" comes on. It's a bit of a snooze, and it goes into big time. So I guess I can go back. So "Washing Up the Water," growing up, beautiful renditions of those songs. Panoptium. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Awesome song. I love that song. Four Kinds of Horses, awesome song. IO is an awesome song. Digging in the Dirt's an awesome song. Playing for Time. It's a little bit of a snooze. Again, beautiful vocals by Peter. I could replace that with a different song from. I think there's a three kind of slower songs. I know they're slower. Doesn't mean they're bad, but I think if you wanted to have like A plus set list, I think Playing for Time, though Playing for Time does have a great ending, has a great outro that kind of amps up a little bit. All the Trees, an awesome song. This Is Home, I think was the other bit of a snoozer. I do apologize because there's a couple that I couldn't listen to the concert. I think the two that weren't available on his iTunes were This Is Home and Still, I believe. So I didn't even know them till I heard them at the show. Of course, Sledgehammer ends with the first set list. That's a big banger. Fun song. 15-20 minute break. Set two, Darkness. Now, Darkness was a very interesting song. And he has these screens that came down that blocks the stage, but they're transparent. And that's where he did this paint work with his hand. And the imagery is really cool. So he did that for Darkness and Love Can Heal. This really cool video work. So the thing about Peter, as everyone knows, again, no, everyone watching this knows, but this is me reacting for the first time to a Peter Gabriel concert, obviously in person, was of course the visuals, the artwork, the lighting, the stage. It was all just quite a show. It really is part of the show. And that's that Broadway-esque, theater-esque type performance that Peter does. So he's not dancing and moving around like he used to in his 30s and 40s, but still very beautiful. And it just sucks you in that energy. And it's just a gorgeous stage. Road to Joy is an awesome song. Don't Give Up. I was blown away by that performance, near tears. The Court's a great song from the album. Red Rain, classic, and still bit of a snooze. Big Time. It's a fun song, but even come on, it's a fun song. I think he just has to play because he has to play it. Live and Let Live, and then lastly, of course, Salisbury Hill and set two. Encore was In Your Eyes. Now it's crazy. There were so many people leaving. Did anyone else find this at their shows? How many people were leaving for the encores? Did they not look at the set list? There's so many people leaving, and then In Your Eyes kicks on. They come back, and then another encore break, and people were totally pouring out. And I was like, guys, I actually told a couple that were leaving, like, he's coming back with Biko. Where are you going? Like, I'm the newbie Peter Gabriel guy. Why is everybody leaving? They're like, who cares about the traffic? Just you're gonna get home. I don't care. I'll get home an hour later. It doesn't matter. Anyways. So it closes with Biko. And so In Your Eyes is when the band is the hello, I'm sorry, the goodbye, thank you, we'll see you again. They come back with Biko because, of course, that's the classic Peter Gabriel. The rest is up to you moment, and he walks off the stage, and then so they say thank you and goodbye as a band during the In Your Eyes. So I get it. Maybe people kind of figure I don't want to watch Peter just walk off stage while the drums continue. Okay, so overall, I like that Iowa was played, maybe because I'm a new fan. So to me, the new album being played for me as a new fan, the new album, I loved it because I love everything on that album. It's even the slower songs. I love that album so much. I've listened to it what I could that has been released in iTunes, minus a couple songs. And so for me, it was just like I got to listen to new Peter Gabriel live, and that's why I looked at it because I'm a new fan. So I don't have a lot of history with some of these older songs that people have histories with. So I get why people were, oh, I didn't get to hear. That's understandable. But I loved it. I think I know it's just that's the last and only time I'm ever going to see Peter. But beautiful. Thank you, Peter, so much for years of entertainment, for adding joy to my channel, to my life. Yeah, that's my feelings on the show, guys. I'm so glad I went. And thanks for everyone that watches my channel, the few of you that do. If you have any questions for me that maybe I missed, just go ahead and ask in the comment section. I'll respond. If there's something I missed that you want to hear my thoughts on, by all means, I'll respond in the comments. Can't think of everything just off the top of my head. Wonderful time. Beautiful time. Go see Peter. See him live, folks. It's a beautiful stage performance. Don't worry about the set list. If you don't know if I know the new songs more than you do and you're a Peter fan, shame on you. Listen to the new album. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And I guess that's it.